So welcome, Gavin. Like we said, we're going to go through your career and we'll go through how you started. Let's start with your father. We know that your father was one of the founders of the Black Slate band.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, all the way back in the 70s, I think. Yeah, in the 70s.
Yeah, so we heard about so we know about the tune Amigo. That was one of their biggest tunes, from what I can tell.
Yeah. Also, Six Man. I think Six Man may have been their first biggest hit.
Okay.
Um, I believe that was in 76, 75, 76, I believe. Before my time.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So how did you what age did you show a talent in music?
Wow. I guess it's in my DNA. The first thing I remember is when I was 3 years old, and my mum kept saying that I kept beating the house, all the time with sticks and all this type of stuff. So she took me down to a place called Pyramid Art,
Okay.
and I did.
Where was that?
Okay, Pyramid Arts is or was in Dawson.
Okay.
You
Like a
know,
performing arts school?
sorry?
What is it? Like a performing arts school?
Yeah, of the sorts. It was back in the 80s. You know, there's a mural right by the side of it. I think there's a group, Rudimental,
Okay.
and they have it on one of their albums. It's a famous painting.
Yeah.
Um, and it's right basically next door to that painting.
Okay.
So around the back.
It's got like a jazz, like saxophones and instruments, and people play. I know which one you're talking.
Yeah. So big up Doug Lowe. That was the man who painted that. And so it was a place to go and just play music, be with like-minded musicians. My mum actually helped. Well, she was in the office doing the paperwork and stuff, and so helped to kind of create it, keep it going. And so when I was 3 years old, she took me to see a guy called Sonny and to play the bongos. And after, I think it was like, he's a really nice manager. But after like a day of that, I told her I didn't want to do that. I wanted to bang the drums with sticks. So she took me to a man called Clifford Jarvis. Um, he was a jazz musician at the time. He passed away actually, and yeah, he helped me to focus my energy into the drums, and yeah, that was my start into music really.
So your mother took you to start playing drums, bongos from free, and then drums. Did you start going and watching your dad perform or anything like that?
Not really. To be fair, um, he was pretty he was pretty much like heavily into his music at that time. Also, he was the owner of a nightclub called Chime,
Wow.
and Pegasus. And yeah, so I didn't really get to see that much of his live performances and stuff like that. But yeah, I suppose it's in the DNA. I suppose it was always in the.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So like you said, what I'm trying to get at, right? You wanted like your father's got a nightclub. He's quite busy. You know, he's got a band. He's got a nightclub, and you're learning to play the drums now, and you're showing talent and musical. Your musical talent is now coming out. When was the discussion to join the band?
Wow, that was many years later. To be honest, my music journey was like it's taken many different turns. So from the age of I guess 11, I was in drumming for different bands. I had my own band. It was compiled of like my cousins, family members, and stuff like that. And we were like,
and not just skip it. So, what's the name of the band?
yeah, we were called The Truth.
Okay, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
we were like sort of like a musical youth type thing. I played the drums. Cousins played bass guitar, and that was so. From really early, we were encouraged to like play live music and do that, and I did that all the way. Most of you know, most of my, I've spent more time in music probably than doing anything else. So right up through my teenage years, I was in groups and bands, um, and I guess it got to, I was in school, and you know, you do the end of year award ceremony and stuff.
Yeah.
We decided to do a performance in because my school. I went to Kingsland School, uh,
Okay.
and that was in Hackney. A really musical school.
So at
Um,
that time, was you still playing drums at that point? Was you playing drums in the band? What position did you hold in the band?
well, I played in several different bands, but once it got to once I had got to doing my NRA, that's what we used to call it, National Record of Achievement. So
Right.
that kind of
Right.
shows you my age a little bit. They don't do
Me, I
that no
know
more.
about it too, so Usher move on because me know about that.
So, so we decided to put a performance on, and we decided to sing, which was like a surprise for everybody because they was used to seeing me drum and stuff like that. So myself and a few of my friends from school, um, we put on a performance and did like, I can't even remember what we performed, you know. Like some Jodeci songs and things like that. Yeah. So after that, we decided to create create to, you know, keep with the formula, and we decided to do shows and stuff and put on performances. Um, and we were, at that time we didn't even have a name. I'm just going through all the names. We called ourselves Vital, I think, at first, and so it went well. And then we were approached by a collective from South London. So at that time there was three. He now goes by the name 11. So big him up, and big up my brethren Colin. That's my bona fide. So big them up. But so we got approached by this collective that wanted to do a like So Solid were it just at the end of So Solid run.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they wanted to make a collective. So we joined with this collective and we went by the name Street Politics, and they put us in for a mobile unsigned mobile
Ooh,
um,
well
uh,
done.
thing, and we went to the finals and we won.
Congratulations.
So we actually won the mobile in 2001, and that was for the best unsung group. So that was amazing. They invited us down to the mobiles and got to meet LL Cool J and who was it? I can't remember. We just saw loads of people,
So
but it
you would
was
have
like,
seen everybody. You would have seen a whole load of people.
yeah, that was the first journey into like, wow, like, doing big things kind of thing.
All right. So okay, and then from there, what happened to the band? How did you end up in Black Slate?
Well, I guess we how can I say? We had I suppose you could say really musical differences and just differences in general of how we wanted to go about. So we kind of separated, and we went on with the singing with the group. We called ourselves Chorus, and that went on, and we released several several projects, but nothing big. It was all like local, like our own money and
Mm.
our own energy, stuff like that.
So,
And
can I
so
ask?
bringing that
So
all the way, yeah.
what came with that? Like you said, it's all on your own money, your own. What when you won the MOBO, what exposure did that give you? What advancements did it give you?
So at the time, it was like you could you got to record a track in like a big studio, and you got to go on a tour. So basically, we uh, we put the music together.
Yeah,
And the tour was very successful. Actually, it had people like Big Brothers. Do you remember Big Brothers?
I think so. Yeah.
Uh, it had
Yes, the rap. Yes, I do remember them. Yes, they were hard. Yeah.
um, people like even I remember seeing Kano, young Kano. This was before he was even big. This was like, yeah, man, he was really good. Fallacy, Tubby T, R.I.P. Tubby T. Yeah, man, wicked act. The tour was absolutely incredible, and it did give us the right exposure. Um, but it doesn't help you in the business aspect. Um,
Ah,
you get what I
oh,
mean? You
yeah,
still
yeah.
gotta you still
Learn the
gotta
business
guy, you know?
and being young as well, not knowing the business itself. Um, your
Very,
experience, your experience would have been different to the rest of the band members because you've got your family to give you advice and tell you. So you projecting that to your band members, if they don't get it, then it's going to be hard for you lot to gel and grow as a band with the advice that's being put on the table.
yeah, I could almost say it like I put it like I feel like I was raised by musicians, like, and I guess the main thing that we were always encouraged is like, you know, keep it real to yourself, like stay true to what you believe in, and like so when a lot of those things were happening, a lot of the decisions were being made and stuff like that, I really had a different, like you were saying, I had a different network, a different how can I say, a different structure,
Yeah, or structure. Yeah, that's a good word.
because when I'm going home, they're like, you know they believe in me, and so when a record label is sort of telling you, and it was different times, so when a record label is saying to you, oh, that's not, that sounds too hard, or you know it's too aggressive, and as a young,
Mhm.
yeah, and as a young person, you try, there was many times where the labels were saying this, so we was trying to listen to what the labels were saying, and really it's taking you further away from what your heart feels, and especially when you can go home and your people say, we believe in you, like, so you
Yeah,
must believe in yourself.
yeah.
Then, you know what I mean? That's like, so I realized quite early that, you know, I wasn't scared, or you know, unsure of myself to the point where I wanted to do something different. I knew what I wanted to do, and I was like, yeah, that I know where I'm going, you know.
Mhm.
So yeah.
How did you? So who was it? Was you invited or did you ask to join Black Slate?
Okay, that's an interesting story. So in it basically was, you know, as an independent group and stuff like that, you know, we never had any management and it was all off of our own back, like I was saying. So, you know, it got to the point where I basically had thought to myself, well, I've tried, you know, several different ways, but I had never tried to go through my dad like that. Like we had
Yeah.
done, we had done, we had tried things in the past where my dad took us to like different guys, you know, and we tried to, but things it wasn't working because my dad was too busy to really, you know, put all of his attention into us, and we wasn't ready. So I had got to like the end of my tether or whatever it was, you know. Life was just really difficult. I had a young son, and I, I just, I don't know, like I needed something different. I needed to find a different approach. So I decided to, at that time as well, my dad migrated to Antigua. So he had been in Antigua, and my brothers grew up there. So I just wrote a letter and just kind of just to let him know what I was doing and how, you know, where I was. And I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't know what I wanted from it, but I remember sitting on the edge of my bed and asking, like, you know, having a conversation with the Almighty, and just like just trying to be honest with myself. And so he kind of led me to send the letter to my dad, and then literally like a few days later, I just was walking down the road and bumped into him, like, yeah, just as if like magic. And then I just said to him, because I was watching his videos and stuff. Um, and I thought to myself, I could help you. I
Mm.
thought to myself, like, yeah, if you hear me sing, if you know, if you listen to me sing, then I think I could help you. And he laughed, and he said, "Oh, you think so?" So I said, "No, for real. Like I could sing." And then he gave me these CDs, and then he said, "Learn these." So I went. I saw. He phoned me like a week later. He said, "I've got a video camera. I'm coming. I'm gonna come to see you." So I was thinking, "Oh my gosh."
No, now he's getting the vision. Now he's a hold on. Let me test him.
So he brought the video camera, and my voice. I had a cold that day. I was so nervous, and so he said, "Okay, let me see." So it was like I think I didn't even get through half of the song, and he was just like, "Yeah, you're ready." So and then he told me to come to the rehearsal. I came to the rehearsal, and then he basically asked me, would you like to go to America?" I said, "Yeah."
What do you think?
Yeah,
Think about it for a second.
you know. So from that moment, it's like, yeah, everything everything that I sort of envisioned from music, then it just from then it literally just became a reality. Like traveling the world and just performing in front of thousands of people, meeting, you know, different people and stuff like that. So yeah, yeah, that's how it all came together.
All right. So I want to pick up on some of the points what you made just now, but before I do, you as an individual. I'm not interviewing the band. I'm interviewing you as an individual. What do you want out of this interview?
Um, I think to spread the message of the music. You know, I like. I think the music is so powerful, and especially like now, um, I just feel like as a musician, we have like a great responsibility in these trying times. Um, and I don't know. I guess I just like to do my part. I just like to do my part to
But I understand that.
to
I mean,
further to further our progression. You know.
yeah, I've been listening to researching Black Slate a bit, and I noticed that a lot of what they speak about is about the upliftment and staying true to the music. I know that they wasn't when they came out. I think they came out about 1975. They stopped touring. Their last tour was about 1985, and then they had a bit of a like a 30-year break, and they started touring again. I think it was 2014. So during that time that they weren't touring, they was building their own individual lives so that they don't have to search for the money through the music. Is that a good analogy
Yeah, I want to.
or summary?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I want to touch on that a little bit as well because um, that's the main thing as well that I've got. I'm like 20 plus years younger than them, a whole different generation. Um, and but you know, I think reggae. You know, firstly, reggae music is you know definitely been one of, if not the most effective music in my life in
Mm.
terms of like messages and because some of the earliest music that I remember, reggae music, was always teaching you about messages and showing you about the upliftment of people, you know, and the injustices that goes on in the world and stuff like that. And
Mhm.
working with working with my dad and these guys who've been doing music for all of my life, um, is the positive that I get out of it is to see them like as men, just men who have tried really hard to stay positive, build, like Chris has a music house, which
Yeah.
is, he's
And that
mastered
when you
and
say that's Christopher Hansen,
Christopher Hansen, yeah, that's right,
and he
correct,
plays the
yeah,
guitar.
the original guitar, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's had the music house, which he does. He's been mastering dubs and cutting records, you know, and he still is one of the many few owners um, of an actual, pressing plant,
That's what I was gonna say. You
to
do
create.
your own production and distribution.
Yeah, yeah. So things like that is like, we're talking about empowerment because that's not just helping him,
That's
he's
generational wealth.
right. And by himself, he's helped 80% of the reggae music that has come through England has come through that one place. But he was also involved in the Chronics album, Dread and Terrible.
Okay.
Yeah, so and continues to work even now. So that is also like for me, I feel like I'm almost like I don't know, I'm here to continue the work that has
Yeah.
already been out,
Yeah.
and I just appreciate the work that they have done, because many people have you know, had hits or done big in the music, but how many of those people can really say, you know, that today that they can actually help the future of the music?
Right,
So it's a
right.
big thing. So I really take my hat off to that.
I take my hat off to you too. I mean, I know that I think I saw as well that there's some charities that the band's involved in as well, or founded as well. But I
Yeah,
know that basically that is the message, to make sure that you're making your own wealth.
yeah, yeah. So it's just
So
a great, it's just a great thing that uh, during my experiences and stuff like that, at the end of it, I can still now, because of what I've been through, I can stand on stage with my dad, and more than anything, we're just enjoying ourselves. Like we're really having
right,
a good time. But
and
at the same
that's
time,
amazing to me.
yeah, yeah. I'm very I'm very blessed. Like I feel really blessed to be in that situation, because I know that's not everyone's normality.
No, but I would like to ask you. Okay, you was invited to the rehearsal, and you became a band member. How was it the first time you touched stage, and not only touched stage, but touched stage with your dad?
Oh man, nervous. Yeah, like even to this day, you know, I still people like, oh yeah, it's so amazing. I say to a lot of people, I still, you know, it's my dad on stage. I don't want to mess up. Like, you know what I mean? As fun as it is, yeah, I'm always like aware, like he's my dad in it. So I just want to make him proud in it. I just want him to be able to say like, he's done good. Like, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, and I think, I mean, I don't know your father, and I'm just speaking to you. I think that you both have a similar respect for each other. That you both want to do each other proud. Like,
yeah,
that's what it seems, just from what you've been saying today.
yeah,
Your father listened to you first, and then he videoed you before he told you can come on the band. So
yeah,
it's, and obviously you're still in the band to this day. So he wanted to make sure that putting you in the band was the right thing to do, as a father, as well as one of the founding members.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah. Like I say, he, you know, it as well is just like, I think like he's so he's so humble, and he doesn't really like he's not he doesn't really push how how big he's been in the music, and especially like, you know, like I'm saying, you know, the they've been in music for from before I was born,
Right.
you know, and all they want to do is just feel the joy that they felt when they was young.
Yeah.
So like I say, like I take it seriously, and I feel like it's I have a duty to sing their praises and let people know like who they are, who they were, and what they mean, and yeah, hopefully continue to work, really continue, and just like make things bigger and better.
So what was that first stage? Where was it, and what was it?
The first stage, ooh, yeah, it was America. Wow, we've done a lot of shows.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't remember, but I don't remember the exact place. I don't remember the exact place, but it was definitely because we done two American tours as well, like in 2000 and I don't know 13, 14. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was definitely America. It was definitely like a lot of shows, and I learned a lot.
So when you came off the stage on that first performance, what was the feeling? What was the conversation amongst the band?
I don't know, just let's do it again.
Yeah, so it sealed the deal from that first performance. Everybody was good with it, and
Yeah, yeah, they're very Chris. You know, they're really close. They're really close, and
that's
even
Chris Desmond and your father,
yeah,
Anthony.
I also want to big up the other members. I want to big up that's Elroy Bailey,
Yeah,
R.I.P. to him. He passed away sadly, and he's no longer with us. But he himself was like very instrumental in just another one who wanted to put back into the community,
yeah,
and I myself can say that he personally helped like a whole load of kids and gave a lot of kids in the Nightingale estate just a place to go. A lot of guys who continue to do music or have done music, and so I just wanted to big him up. He's the original bass player um, from all
yeah.
those years. I also want to big up Keith Drummond. That's the original singer on the Six Man and Amigo. Again, um, another guy like all of these guys. Oh, and also Cledwin Rogers. I don't want to forget Cledwin.
What did
So
this is my first time hearing about Cledwin.
yeah, he was a guitarist, I believe. If I'm wrong, don't, don't hurt me, people. But I believe he's guitar. If he's not guitarist, then he's a keyboard player.
Okay, I see. Okay, but he
Uh,
was just one of the original band members.
yes.
Yeah,
I want to pick these guys up because away from that, these are guys who I actually grew up. Just Keith Drummond's one of them guys who you grow up and he'll play football with you in the park. Like as a kid, you know,
me-
like I'm saying, Elroy, and so yeah, big shout out to them because they, as well as like doing the music and stuff like that, they were just good guys in our community that up to now you can still there's a whole load of young girls and guys who can say, yeah, I know about this guy. He helped me, blah blah blah. He helped me record. He helped me, so for this amount of stuff to come from one band is pretty amazing. You know what I mean? And then for my dad to be one of them is just like I'd done a thing.
it really is. I spoke with I interviewed Bucky Joe not too long ago, and he's got a studio called Buzzwalk,
Right.
which he's created to help youth and to teach them the business side of the music industry. So teach them how to collect their royalties, teach them how to play an instrument, and all these background things, teaching how to read music, all these
Yeah, man.
background things. So
Yeah, man.
when I was speaking, yeah, when I was speaking with him, he was the reason why he's done this as well is because he feels that a lot of the elders in the business didn't hand down the knowledge to the younger folk.
I
Speaking
did.
with you, that's not the case for you, but do you feel that in the industry?
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, I'm fortunate because I have a personal story that doesn't suggest that, but I would say that yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, that is the circumstance that we're in, and I mean, we could dwell on it as much as we want, or we could do something about it.
Or you can do something about it.
Yeah, and I'm with the second part. I'm with doing something about it. But I understand that, yeah, at one particular time, I came, in the 80s, where I grew up, Hackney in particular, was really like, we were known for our arts and crafts and just
Yeah,
creativity and stuff like that. It was a known area for this, things like Hackney Empire, we had Oceans,
right.
you know what I mean? And that's something I'm really sad about is that we don't have even like the after school play centers and stuff like that. We literally have nowhere for these kids to go. Um, if they're interested in music, art, or something, you might never know. You know what I mean?
So what happened? What do you think happened with to all these community centres that were there and are not there anymore?
Well, I really truly believe that the government has made it as hard as possible. You know, a lot of these places have been shut down, like you say. You
Lack
know,
of fun.
yeah. I mean, literally, when I grew up, there was so many play centers that I could go to. I mean, even being coming as an East London boy, I could go to South London and be, and
Yeah.
those things are no longer. You know what I mean? And it's sad because what are these kids doing? You know what I mean? What can they do if they have nowhere to go or no one? So that's why I big up to Bucky Joe and anyone in his kind of situation who's just trying to give back. And I think now more than any other time is that time to focus and try and give these kids better answers than
Well,
we've
big
been.
up to Black Slate, because not only in these times, but Black Slate have been doing this from the get go. And you're proof. You are the pudding in this situation, in this circumstance.
Yeah,
So,
I'm gonna try to do my bit. I'm gonna try to do my bit.
on a serious note, just to know that you're actually a part of the band, at your age, it shows that they have been doing it. And like, even you told the story of how you became a band member, how you wrote to your dad and what your dad thought about it. He could have easily just decided he wasn't even going to respond to your question. He could have decided that that's not what the direction he wanted his band to go into or anything like that. But he took a chance on you, you know?
That's another thing that I really respect about my dad and the other guys as well is that they
Yes, yeah, they
hope,
took a chance.
yeah, and the fact of the matter is that they continue to encourage me. Like the I Can't Breathe video, um, basically came about as a result of, well, one, my impatience a little bit, maybe, you know, 'cause even though I just really felt strongly that just because we're far from each other, um, and even though the government had, pretty much telling you to stay as far as possible away, I
Yeah.
still feel like there's something we can do. I felt like no, there's more. So I met up with these guys actually. I want to also big up some guys from Slovakia who actually created that or helped me create and done the photography for that video.
Division.
Um, the Jedlo, let me say it right. Jedlovsky brothers.
Okay.
So Kajus Jedlovsky, he's a artist from Slovakia who I'm currently been working with, and we've got some music coming real soon. It's gonna be real amazing. And his brother Lucas Jedlovsky. These are two guys who I met 8 years ago, and just it felt like it was out of nowhere. He just contacted me and asked me like, I really have a good idea, and I really want to work with you and stuff like that. So I thought, well, no problem. And before we even got working, they said you're getting a lot of good comments about this I Can't Breathe video. So I said, yeah, it's an old video, it's an old song. So they said, have you got a video? I said, no. Within a week, they had the video done, you know. And this was the first time that we worked together, and they didn't ask me anything, it's literally off of like just the love, and they themselves showed me that especially with all of this, race, what I mean, stuff going on. To me, that that's got nothing to do with good and bad. You know, good and bad is good and bad, and
That is the war. The
if,
war is the fight is between good and bad. It's between good and evil. Yeah.
you know, I just think that there's so much distraction that's thrown in that will make you, step back or oh no, I don't want to. And these two guys come from Slovakia, and I'm a young black boy. I can't I can't get away from who I am. And it didn't matter to them. It didn't
No,
matter to them.
it's even interesting as you said that because all right, you've mentioned Slovakia, we've mentioned New Zealand, we've mentioned Australia. Um, so bringing even the music to these countries. I think there's a lot that we don't know. Like we don't know what other cultures listen to what music.
Yeah.
I mean, just going through the internet now, you'll see like certain types of people dancing to certain types of music, and you're like, oh, I didn't know they were allowed to do that. like, you know. So I think one, I think reggae roots, yeah. I think the foundation of reggae, the foundation of dancehall, I think it's really, really dominant around the world.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I think it's dominant. I think it's father and mother to a lot of other genres of music.
Yeah.
The fact that Black Slate, Black Slate were built off of kind of like lovers rock. Is that fair to say?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Definitely. Definitely.
They're built off of lovers rock. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, that is something, again, that's something that maybe the younger people don't really know so much about. But
Right,
lovers rock is an English thing. It's like lovers rock is our way of playing reggae. It's our version of reggae, and it was created from these guys, like Black Slate and people like that. It just it like you said, it's just there's a real it has a real place in like global music, reggae, and to think, it all started from a small little island in Jamaica, but it really has gone all over the world. And the people who understand reggae and who feel reggae don't always look like you and me.
right,
Um,
right,
it touches them the same. It touches them exactly the same. So yeah, I think like that, like we have to be um I don't know, I just like well in general I believe that the music is getting more diverse. I think that
right.
the music, the way that the Afro beats is mixing, and stuff like that. So and even with the kids and stuff like that, some of the drill music is a bit too much.
Just a bit sometimes.
Yeah, I still understand that the sentiment of like
Creativity.
the creativity and even the music in itself with the driving bass and these are still these come from the foundations of reggae, of the sound man, of what I mean, where you crank, what I mean, and the bass sounding, what I mean. So that's what I want to kind of concentrate on is the connection. And what I mean, I don't really like the way that so many people are really beating up drill. Or now I understand, of course, some of the lyrics is way beyond, and well, you're gonna you get yourself in more trouble saying these lyrics, and what I mean. But I want people to embrace the youngsters, man. Embrace them because they're the same. You know, they're the, they're the same ones, and we were young just like that one day and didn't have the direction. But maybe if we're able to give them a direction and help them to get to where they wanna be, then
Yeah.
things might be a whole lot different.
Please promote anything that you want to promote now. This is
Okay,
your time to like connect with your audience and promote everything that you need to promote.
okay. Well, first of all, I guess you could catch. all of the Black Slate music and any information about Black Slate on www.blackslatereggae.com. You can catch anything on there to do with us. Obviously, we're not flying so much these days. Yeah, there's definitely music in store to wait for. We're working hard, and yeah, it's gonna be great stuff. Yeah, you can catch me on IG. My IG is g.creary. That's spelled Creary. You can catch me on Facebook on Gaven Creary. I don't know, and then just like pay attention. Just pay attention. I'll be
So peaceful
showing up.
demonstration and I Can't Breathe. Peaceful Demonstration is one of the most recent albums, and that you reintroduced because of the times, and I Can't Breathe obviously is one of the latest tracks also.
Yeah.
All right. So with that said, what is your message that you are sending to the world?
Peace and love. Simple.
Excellent. So thank you so much for joining me on Love Talk today. You take care, and hopefully we'll speak soon. And I'm gonna keep following Black Slate as well. So keep in touch, and let's work together and see if we can help some youth out. All right.